out on circuit. Qualifying heat 1 for the junior category. 9 laps, 11-kilometre race distance. And it is Australia's James Anagnostiadis who leads the championship at the moment with 377 of the local driver here, Mitaj Jain, starting alongside. Maxim Bobrojov is another as well, was in the mini category in the early stages of the Champions of the Future Academy program, has stepped up into the juniors and is starting this one on the second row of the grid. And your current championship leader as well will be joining Maxim Bobrojov on that second row. There was a brief shot there of Toby Gale from Thailand, who is starting this one, like we're saying, on pole position after a brilliant qualifying for himself. Certainly delivered some good, strong times out there, but it was very close. Getting lined up ready for the first race of the day. OKN Junior qualifying heat 1 moments away. The second heat they'll have later on will be exactly the same grid as what you see right here, so there will be no change in that one. But of course, when that comes out later on, the race results at the end of it most certainly could be different. Engines fire up, then drivers make their way out onto the circuit. Let's quickly take you through then the full starting lineup as 31 juniors head out on track. It is Toby Gale who starts this one on pole position. He will have Mitaj Jain starting alongside. Maxim Bobrojov and James Anagnostiadis go from row 2. Kasper Reinpol from Poland and Nicholas Stanley from the USA goes from row number 3. Egon Pradotti and Xavier Dukowski round out row number 4. They'll have Aryan Singh and Connor Clancy on row number 6. Ella Hakkinen and William Marshall on row 7. Isaac Say and Angelina Simmons for the Discover Your Drive initiative goes from row 8. They'll have Axel Nocom and Victoria Farfus from Brazil on row 9, another one of the Discover Your Drive initiative drivers. Then it's Leonidas Peruzzi going from row 10. I'll have Oscar Gallen for company, and they round out the top 20. Vera Jurlen from Sweden and Vanessa Schilkenet from Lithuania going from row 11. Flavio Kari and Didier Krieft on row 12. They'll have Dinia Islamov and Sanjana Dandu on row 13. Amelia Vishamirska and Zachariah Dole on row 14. They'll have Karin Kaur and Marcel Scabella on row 15. Sujana Dandu rounds out the 31-car field from Singapore as we get ready to go racing then. 9 laps ahead of the field here, around the 17 turns here of the 1.2-kilometre long circuit. And again, speaking to a lot of these drivers, and there from that shot you can see it, it's quite a bumpy track. This one is the Dubai Kartodrome. It has delivered some fabulous racing over its many years here in Dubai. Like we're saying, opening in 2004, it's hosted multiple large-scale events, and this weekend it plays host to the Champions of the Future Academy program. First FIA level event of the circuit though. Down the back straight, 108 meters down this back straight then. Drivers will be heading to the red line. From this point onwards, there will be no overtaking permitted until they get to the start-finish line, where they'll be able to put the power down and kickstart their first race of the weekend. It is Toby Gale and Mitaj Jain starting on the front row of the grid. Thailand versus the UAE, driver though originally from India, racing on the front row of this grid as the field heads through. Are we going? First time of asking. I think we are racing. We are racing. It's Toby Gale then who leads the way and holds on to it as right on the outside there. Nicholas Stanley trying to gain positions in the early stages. I think just gets swamped back into the rest of the field. The field gets through. Looks like there's been some drama there, and I think that's Victoria Farfus who's been caught out in one of those. It is Victoria Farfus there as well, is surrounded by Oscar Gallen, is also another one, and the 56 as well of Didier Krieft is involved. They've just got caught up on the apex. I think there's a handful of other drivers who have been caught out, and I think one of them is the 35 of Egon Pradotti. It is Egon Pradotti, the Italian who was looking so quick in qualifying, is out of this first race of the day, and as well as joined by Sujana Dandu in the number 31, who was starting this one at the back of the field and unfortunately has been caught out as well in that incident. Race carrying on though, the field already massively spread out, but here at the front though, it's a brilliant getaway. It's Toby Gale and Maxim Bobrojov 1-2 as they head in towards turn number 2 for the second time of asking. Rest of the field close behind us. The marshals there doing a brilliant job of clearing the circuit. Yellow flags out in that sector out of this race, and like I say, smattering of other ones. Didier Krieft, Oscar Gallen, Victoria Farfus and Egon Pradotti, and there you can see them all gathering on the apex of turn number 3. And speaking to the drivers, they were saying that is the pinch point as another driver off the circuit, the driver of the number 49, Karine Kaur, going no further. Looks to be in a little discomfort there, and that NASA panel has taken an almighty whack there. So clearly not a driver who's had an off all by themselves. So we'll have to see who else has tumbled down the order. Back on the start-finish straight, though. It is still Gale leading from Bobajov. Mitanch Jain there in third place. Has got Casper Reipold for company just behind. So keep an eye on Reipold as they're walking away. Karine Kaur and yeah, going no further, and the marshals putting that car into a safe position. Then that looks to be at the exit of around turn 5, just off the bridge. Here's the rest of the field going through shot there. And again, it just shows how packed the grid is. From third place downwards, it's calling it on my timing through one large group of drivers. And at the moment, Connor Clancy is the fastest of those drivers in that second pack as he's trying to close his way through. He's got Aryan Singh for company just in front. And the championship leader as well, James Anagnostiidis, just behind. But as I was saying, good things about drivers. Some drivers, I think, have had drama. Aryan Singh and Isaac Say are tumbling down my timing screen, and I think could be out of this race. Emilia Wiszymirska now under investigation. She will have to be careful here as we keep an eye on the lead battle. And there is a look, Isaac Say's kart off the circuit, and Aryan Singh as well, I believe, involved in that incident. Both of them have tumbled right to the back of the field here. And the same for Emilia Wiszymirska. We saw her under investigation. She has tumbled down to 23rd place, but is still running. Nicola Stanley, in her first appearance in the championship, just gone fastest lap of the race, 55.483. Looking strong at the moment, currently running in P4. The driver who has got Spanish and American heritage to her name, looking very strong right now, but is fixated on these front two runners at the moment. Gale and Bobajov locked in a battle between the two of them, but do need to be careful here because Mitanch Jain is closing in. The driver who is originally from India, racing for the UAE, is looking strong and is closing in third place as walking away. Another one of our drivers out of this race. I believe that might be Aryan Singh, who was, again, another driver who got caught out with Isaac Say earlier on in this race. As Connor Clancy now seeing a warning flag. So that might be the reason why he's been putting in those quick sectors. Maybe getting caught out with track limits, and a warning flag in the Champions of the Future Academy program does come with a in-race 5-second time penalty that is uncontestable. So drivers now do need to focus now on digging deep. Here though, your front runners, Gale and Maxim Bobajov. A look at the stats there of how they've done. Gale, currently a pole sitter on this one, is looking for a flag-to-flag finish. Bobajov, who started right behind on that inside of row number 2, got the advantage through turn 1 and has only gained that one position now through the first sector, through turns 2 and 3. Over the bridge they go. Again, pinch point here as they go down in towards turn 4 and 5, the left and then the tight right-hander. You've got to watch out, can't take too much of that inside curb. Keep to the outside here as you start 3 left-handers here of 6, 7, and under the bridge of turn number 8. As they go into the tunnel now, they reappear into the sunshine through the chicane of 9, 10, in towards turn 11, the hairpin of turn 12. Now the back straight, 108 meters down this long back straight here. In towards the pinch point again of 13, the hairpin for the drivers. And then the final chicane, 14, 15, 16 and 17. They come up thick and fast. There's no time to waste through that chicane. That finishes the lap here at the Dubai Kartdrome. As again, no change between these top two. We have seen plenty of overtakes over the course of this weekend in the practice sessions. We see them through the bridge section here. Right now, Maxim Bobajov, I think, is just playing the long game here right now. Looking to see maybe take this to the end as Mitanch Jain again setting the fastest lap of the race now. 55.006 is closing in, and I don't think at a rate fast enough to really put any pressure on these two drivers ahead. Still, Al Stanley there as well. Nicola Stanley pushing strong in P4. It's got the close company as well of Casper Reipold just behind. The top 5 still very close out on circuit. In the early stages, very calm race there. Was that something dangling off there, Casper Reipold's kart? I'm not too sure. Was that a loose airbox affixed his wagon? Something clearly rolling around on his card, so we'll have to see if we can spot that one, but we'll keep an eye on these top two as we watch them through. And again, Gale's just not giving up these positions here. Gale has done a brilliant job so far this season. He's delivered good results over the course of the junior campaign. Currently sits 5th in the championship standings. Was the winner of the opening round in Cremona in the second of the races. Lost out initially to Kasper Reipold in the championship. But since then, it's all been about James Anagnostiidis. It's been looking very strong in these second sectors. Again, Gale getting the win, of course, in Valencia. I was actually mistaking myself there. It was Ella Hakkinen taking the second win at Cremona. Gale taking his first win in Valencia. So again, good runs happening here. Back onto the start-finish line they go then. Onto the final lap of this race. And Gale has pulled the pin now. And it started to open up just a little bit more here on Bobajov. Just to get the one set of tyres for today. A brand new set tomorrow. So again, they've just got to get these tyres to last throughout the entire qualifying heats, and of course that final later on today. So again, tyre management is important here, as say air temperature 33 degrees, humidity is well up there as well. Track temperature, you can imagine, probably creeping around the 60-degree mark out there. It is very, very hot for these drivers this weekend. But Gale is looking very strong right now. Bobajov not able to find a way through just yet, and I think even through this final sector there's not going to be a gap to get it through. So the first race of the weekend then in OKN Junior, it will be Toby Gale taking the win across the line. That's a good start for him, but he's got another race later on today. He needs to repeat that result and see if we can hold that in the final as well later on today. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. That one coming up a little bit later on. Finals today, kick-starting juniors on track, 3 o'clock local time here in Dubai. Make sure you set your alarms for that one. It's Toby Gale then taking the win ahead of Maxim Bobajov. Jane finishing in 3rd place ahead of Stanley. Reipold in P5 from Anagnostiidis, Via Chopra from Dudkovsky. Clancy finishing in P9 ahead then of William Marshall, who rounds out the top 10 as the drivers will make their way back. Multiple retirements in that race. Aryan Singh, Isaac Say, Karine Kaur, Egon Prodrotti, Victoria Farfus, Oscar Gallin, Didier Kreeft and Sujana Dandu, all retirements in that first race. But for Toby Gale, that is a perfect start for him then. We've gone over the top 10 from 11th downwards. Mateusz Witwer from Ella Hakkinen, Leonidas Peruzzi from Axel Nocom, Zachar Dole from Dinia Islamov, Angelina Simmons from Vanessa Shilkanate, Vida Yuland from Sanjana Dandu, Fabio Carrier and Emilia Vishamirska. Marcel Scabella rounding out the 23 finishers in that race. And like I was saying, multiple retirements, 8 retirements in total from that race, and all starting on that opening lap at the pinch point of turn 3. But there on your screen, Toby Gale, calm and collected at the start of this one. After pole position in time qualifying, it's looking very, very competitive here